Okay.
Good job.
And you can always cut this first little part.
I know, but I kind of like to leave it in there.
No, yeah, whatever.
I like showing your unedited version.
What do they call that?
I don't know.
Uncut.
Uncut. This is the uncut version.
This is the uncut version, yes.
Of Callie and Gina's podcast.
Yes.
Mom and Me Talk Jesus.
Mom and Me Talk Jesus.
Welcome to Mom and Me Talk Jesus, the podcast where me and my mom talk about, well, everything. We've been together 31 years and counting and have shared a lot of secrets along the way. Most of all, we share Jesus. Our prayer is to share with you how He walks with us through the good, the bad, and the ugly of life. I'm Callie Lee, and she's Gina Butler, and together, we talk Jesus.
Passed out some of our cards.
Yeah, before they got waterlogged. Mom tried to pass out one of our cards, and it was all waterlogged and gross because Lily's water spilled in her nice
But
purse.
anyway, and the people said, well, which one are you? And I said, well, I'm the author speaker. Well, who's the CEO? Well, that's Callie. So
it's a very official title.
She's my boss.
I'm your boss. That's so not true. You the boss of this ship.
You tell me, Mom, get ready. Get up, get ready. Be presentable because we're going to do podcasts at
We made it all right on our
we
time.
We did.
We were a little bit behind thanks to your phone call to meet me, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, I hadn't talked to her in a while. And then I knew your father was going to call.
24 hours? Is that a while?
It hadn't been 24 hours.
It ain't been 24 hours.
I forgot. We talked yesterday afternoon, didn't we?
I hadn't talked to her in a while, she says. You mean I hadn't talked to her in a while without anybody else around?
That's right. That's right. That part is true.
So you could be free.
That's right. So we could say whatever it is we want to say. That's the thing about sisters, you know. They can
get to talk.
I'm telling you, sisters can get on each other's nerves, but then when there is an issue and you need somebody to get your back, your sister's the one.
She's got your back.
She's got your back.
On the basketball court, she'll clothesline anybody for you.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, I can still remember being in DCAB, and I was a senior. She was a freshman. I was 6 foot. She was 6'3". And we played underneath the goal. You know? And if there was somebody that was just wearing me out, because I was just
long and lanky. You didn't have no beef to your bones.
I did not. I was trying to be a beauty queen, you know. I didn't.
Miss Mud.
And so, anyway, and so Jamie said, go switch with me. And so we'd switch, and she'd work on them a while, you know, and get them calm down a little bit.
I forgot about that before a game, like sizing up the other team, deciding who you were going to guard. Sometimes our coach would tell us who we had to guard. Yeah. But sometimes we just got to pick.
Well, and you know, when we were playing, I mean, my senior year was only our 4th year of having girls' high school basketball at our school.
So you were the starters of the program.
That's right.
Were there many schools around that had girls' basketball?
Yes, but we always had volleyball.
So y'all just had one?
Yes.
For the longest time.
That's right. We always had volleyball and track. They ran track, and I hated track.
No.
I don't like running. I ain't gonna run now unless the bear's after me. And so my freshman year, the spring of the freshman year, they said that was the end of the volleyball program.
So they didn't just add a sport. They just clocked it out.
Well, I mean, we were a little school.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. This is 1979 and 1980.
That doesn't seem that long ago to be able to have 2 sports for girls.
Well, when you're small like that.
Yeah.
And you got the same kids playing everything, you know.
It's true.
And so they said,
we're going to go to basketball.
We're going to go to basketball. We're going to start a basketball program. And that my spring of freshman year, there was probably maybe 10 girls. Maybe.
You all played a lot.
Well, we didn't play a full season, see?
Oh.
We just played a little bit in the spring. We played some tournaments. I remember we played in Redwater. and some of our players were seniors because there had never been a girls basketball program. Never. And so it was brand new. So
Starting from scratch.
So then my sophomore year, when we, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be in basketball because my dad was a basketball player,
State champion.
Oh, yeah. And I was the tallest girl.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I mean, didn't know how to shoot a free throw.
Or anything.
No, because we didn't have any kind of junior high program.
No.
Nothing.
Never played little dribblers, anything like that.
No, there was none of that.
So your first point of learning organized basketball was freshman year
in high school.
with a brand new program.
With a brand new program. Right. And I'll never forget, Dad taught me how to shoot a free throw.
Yeah.
And, but like learning how to dribble with your left hand.
Oh,
Girl,
yeah.
I never did that.
Just right hand only.
That's right. I mean, it didn't matter. If I was going on the left side, I shot with my right hand.
Left hand, left side.
I know. See? I mean, it's so different.
That was my motto when I was coaching.
Right.
Left hand, left side.
But my sophomore year was the first year that we actually had a real basketball program, and we played district basketball. And there were probably maybe 12 girls, maybe. And this is how crazy it was. Our warm-ups in the morning, I mean, I think about when you did warm-ups, when you were playing, because we used to have athletics first period.
Oh, yeah, ours was before lunch.
Y'all's had it before lunch. Ours used to be first period. Anyway, our warm-ups were aerobics. And not aerobics like what aerobics.
Like the fuzzy hair guy?
Yes. That kind of aerobics.
What was his name?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, that's right.
That kind of aerobics.
You were doing those aerobics for a warm-up for basketball?
That's for a warm-up. That was our warm-up. And, I remember you when you were doing 2-a-days. No such thing.
No such thing.
No summer workouts. If you wanted to do a summer workout, the weight room was open. And I'd go up there in the summer and work out. Just because I had a boyfriend that was up there working out.
You're just chasing him.
Exactly. But now, here was the deal. When that program started my freshman year, then my sophomore year, my sister was in the 7th grade. And they started the junior high program. And so by the time Jamisa got to be a freshman, she was pretty dang good.
Because she'd been playing for 3 whole years.
That's exactly right. And there was a lot of girls that came up. So our program was way bigger.
Yeah.
Well, then I graduate, and just thrilled to have won some ball games.
Won a single game.
One time when I was a junior, I mean, we didn't have a dedicated girls basketball coach.
You just had whoever.
It was just whoever the AD said, okay, you got girls basketball. And so my junior year, our coach was the AD for the next year. He took the football team. They went deep in the playoffs, but he was my basketball coach. We got beat at home by Gilmer. Gilmer. No. Now, we were a 2A school. Gilmer was
okay.
Big
3A, 4A.
Big, oh yeah. Gilmer, 90-10.
Did the scoreboard go to 90?
Yes, it did go to 90. I was so embarrassed. I was just so embarrassed.
90-10.
90.
Did you have any of the 10 points?
I don't even remember.
The worst I've ever been beat is in junior high by Chapel Hill. They beat us 42-2, and I had the 2 points.
Well, praise the Lord.
It was a layup.
Yep.
That's all
so
I had.
I graduate because I was the only senior. I was the only girl in my class that played basketball. And I graduate in 83. So then my sister is going to be a sophomore, 83, 84. She ends up, they get a dedicated girls basketball coach. He ends up taking that program into the playoffs the very next year. And this is when the playoffs were won.
Won? What do you mean?
Well, now the top 4 teams go to the playoffs. Oh, you mean
just one team from the district?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, and then the next year, I think her senior year, I can't remember how far they went. I just remember her last game was the day Jacob was born because she's never let me forget that.
Oh, that's pretty far. I mean, February.
Yeah. I mean,
probably.
And
Maybe.
then of course she went on to play college ball.
Yeah.
But anyway,
how many state championships did Poppy win? Just one.
Just one. But here's the deal. I don't know how many teams there are now.
Yeah.
But he was for the longest time, his team was the only undefeated state champ. I mean, from the preseason all the way to the state championship.
They never lost a ball game.
They never lost a ball game.
How old was he when they did that?
Senior in high school.
Oh, his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
pretty
he
cool.
went to play ball at Panola Junior College. And before he met Puff, he met Puff his sophomore year. And so, Panola Junior College was a 2-year college, so he had to go on. He was fixing to go on ETBU, which was ETBC, East Texas Baptist College at that time. He was going to go play for them.
But he fell in love.
With Puff, and the rest of the story is history.
It's written.
That's right. The rest of the story is history.
A little bit like Jacob. He fell in love, got married, and he didn't
was all
finish his
basketball career.
For a minute, he thought he was going to do it married.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
He was like, Rebecca can work. I was like, oh boy, you have no idea.
No. That would not work out.
Nope. But anyway, we got off on that. But the thing is, sisters, they will always...
They'll have you back,
They'll
Jack.
have you back. And she's all the time sending me these memes. And I know you've seen them. Of these little girls. And it says for every put together older sister... There's the crazy younger sister, and it'll be a girl sitting there drinking tea with her little, and then behind her is the
crazy one,
the crazy younger sister with her hair all whacked out, and that's Jamaica.
Todd sent me one that was talking about first and second borns, and it was like, if you're gonna judge my parenting, please go off the firstborn, the second one, and then while the person's talking, you can see the kid just being nuts. It's like the second one, I can't be held accountable for. I don't know what went wrong with that.
That would be Tex.
He's special. His behavior note the other day was, we've enjoyed getting to know the funny side of Tex.
Oh, I know.
I was like, well, good luck. I'm so glad.
Texas started kindergarten.
That's right. Tex started kindergarten. Lily's in second grade.
Second grade. My the big three, we got a junior, a freshman, and a sixth grader.
Oh my goodness. They're all just growing up so fast.
They're all growing up way too fast. But the one that I would love more than anything to be a nail on the wall is Tex.
Being in the kindergarten class.
To be in his kindergarten class and hear the things that come out of his mouth. Because
he told me the other day when I picked him up, he said, Mom, that was more than 12 hours. It wasn't 12 hours, son.
Well, when y'all took him to meet the teacher, and he got in the car to come home, remember what he said?
Oh, he said, I don't know how Lillian made it through. He said, made it through kindergarten.
Made it through kindergarten.
How did she even do it? It's like, well, she loved it.
But, he seems to be enjoying it.
Oh, he has a great teacher. His teacher talks really quietly. Like, she almost whispers. And I know it's on purpose because those kindergartners are so loud. And it's been really funny. I started doing that at home, too. And the other day, he was like, why are you talking like Miss Price? I need you to talk louder, Mom. Because Texas' other catchphrase besides why is... Huh? Huh? That's what he says all the time. But we had a good summer. We went to the Grand Canyon.
We did. Now, we shared part of our summer with everybody because we still had Bible study up till the July the 27th, I think.
Yeah, so we've only been off about a month.
Yeah, it's just been about a month or so. And then, we finished the Bible study on the 20th, and then we left on that Friday and took an epic road trip to the Grand Canyon.
It was a fun road trip.
And it was a lifetime of memories.
3,300 miles, right?
My car showed 2,800.
Oh, okay. We shaved off
miles.
some. Google said it was going to be 3,300.
Well, yeah, but...
We didn't go to some places because someone got fever.
We didn't go to Santa Fe.
I know.
We were going to go to Santa Fe. And...
Someone had to get sick. Judson says I got sick because I spent all this time making these coloring sheets for the kids for each day of the travel and
I've never known one person take 2 whole days to pack for a trip.
It was a 10-day trip.
She actually got somebody to come stay at her house and watch her kids so she could pack for the trip. You had more suitcases and bags than they've got in stock at Marshall's.
Well, listen, we still had room in the minivan, too. We had enough room for another seat because Judson rode with us because somebody got in a near-death collision.
Oh, gosh.
On the first day of driving.
Very first day.
Dad was driving.
And our plan was, I've been planning trips like this for a long time.
A long time.
I mean, all the way back to 1996, the first time we ever went on a epic road trip.
To the Olympics.
And mapped it out with a stinking atlas. With the big old atlas.
We didn't need an atlas this time.
No, we had Google Maps. But anyway, so it's, I want to make sure that we don't take too long a driving so everybody can stop and go to the restroom and the kids won't get crazy and, old people now, our legs won't swell. I mean, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so the plan was to leave at 8:30 Friday morning and drive to Abilene.
That's right.
It's about 4.5 hours, I think, is how far
That's right.
And we were going to be there in time for lunch. And then we were going to go to this really cool museum called Frontier, Texas.
Yes.
That told all about Texas and the Indians and
the buffalo trade.
Buffalo. I mean, it was just going to be a really good introduction
to the trip.
To our Western road trip.
Mm-hmm. What happened, Mom?
Well.
What happened?
So, on Tuesday before we left.
This is what? 1, 2, 3 whole days.
3 days. And Shane is in Georgia.
Yes.
So he's not anywhere around.
No.
So on Tuesday, before we leave on Friday, I go visit the Big Three in Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
And see them for a day or so. And my tire was low. And so I say to my dear son, would you please put some air in your mother's tire?
Well, sure, Mom. I'd love to.
Which I knew he knew how to do that. Wasn't a problem. He has all the stuff because he was raised by Shane Butler. So he has all the stuff to make that happen. So he goes, I'm getting ready to leave, and of course I'm by myself going home to an empty house. I don't want to leave at 9 or 10 o'clock. I'll be home at midnight. And so it's still daylight. We still got plenty of daylight. And he goes, okay, no problem. Well, when I come outside to get in the car, he goes, Mom, let me show you something. Uh-oh. And he has taken a picture of my tire, my back tires. He said, do you see this? This is like tread showing. You can't go on a road trip with these tires looking like this. You won't make it. And I said, well, Jacob, I had your daddy check my tires, and he said it was just performance. It's just performance. It's just a performance tire. And that's why it looks like that. It's a performance tire.
Supposed to look that way.
And he goes, no, Mom, that's not supposed to look that way.
You're getting close to the cord.
That's what he said. He said, you got to get some tires. I said, yes, sir. So, on the way home, I call Butler. He's in Georgia. I tell him what Jacob said. He said, okay, I'll call in the morning. He has this certain tire place.
Of course.
That we have to go to. So, Judson comes in because Judson's been gone. So, he comes in on Wednesday. And I tell him, I said, now tomorrow we got to take my car, get the tires, because I have to order the tires because they're performance tires.
That's why you couldn't get it done on Wednesday.
That's why we couldn't get it done on Wednesday. Have to order the tires. And so the tires are coming in on Thursday. So we're going to take the vehicle. So we take the vehicle. And me and Judson leave it. We got Butler's truck. We're driving down Broadway. It is July the 24th. It is absolutely the hottest day in Tyler that day.
Of the year.
It's got to be the hottest day of the year. 105 degrees driving down Broadway. It is, traffic on Broadway is bad anyway. It's always bad, but it was extremely bad that day. And the daggum air conditioning goes out in the pickup. And so we have to ride with the windows down. Yeah.
You make it back to Bullard. You drop the car off.
We make it back to Bullard, and they call me. Miss Butler? Yes. This is whatever his name was at such and such place. Yes. Well, I've got to tell you something about your vehicle. I said, oh, boy, here we go. Because you know how I think everybody tries to upsell. You know, you go get your oil changed, and they're like, do you need a new air filter? Dude, you did that last time, okay? And so, anyway, brakes are out. He said, your brakes are gone. And he said,
if you want to stop at a stop sign, you need new brakes.
And he goes, I said, dude, we're leaving in the morning to go, halfway across the United States. And he goes, you better get you some brakes. And so he begins to look for some brakes. Well, of course, they're a special kind of brake. And so, anyway, I'm like, what am I going to do here? Because Shane ain't here. And so I call him and I tell him, we're going to have to do this because, if Shane was home, he could put the brakes on himself.
This is true. But also they didn't have the brakes.
They didn't have the brakes. We had to order the brakes in. He thought we were going to have something different. Anyway, long story short, finally get the car with the 2 new tires and all 4 brakes. And we don't get to leave Friday morning until 12:30.
Yeah, I don't know what time y'all left, but it was
they left long before we did.
Yeah, we did the museum on our own.
Right. So we knew they were going to beat us to Abilene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was just me and Shane and Judd. We weren't going to need to stop, so we were hauling it to Abilene.
Yeah, but you didn't take the interstate. You went through Athens.
We went below Dallas.
Yeah.
Is what it was. There was different ways to go, and we took the interstate, but we just went below Dallas instead of going through Dallas. At any rate, somewhere between Bullard and Abilene, there was construction.
There was construction.
I do not know where we were. And you know how they do. You got to merge down into one lane and everything. Of course, everybody thinks they got to get there first. And it was just crazy. Everybody decided that was a good week to go on vacation. It was just nuts. And Shane's driving. I have brought all these needle projects, these hand projects.
That you're going to get to do.
Because Butler's going to drive, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jesus.
I didn't get to do any of that. So, anyway. So, Judson's in the back seat behind Shane. We're trying to merge in. And I think that just for a slight moment, Shane forgot. I think he forgot.
Forgot what?
That we were on an interstate.
Where did he think you were?
At the racetrack. Because he starts pushing to get in. I said, babe, back off. It's a huge RV. And they're pulling a vehicle on a trailer.
Oh, so it's even longer than just...
Yeah. It's a big old RV and they're pulling a vehicle.
Or motorhome.
Motorhome, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, RV is a motorhome.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's a big one. It's not like ours. It's not like a little tiny one. It's a big one. And they're pulling a car. And there's 2 lined up. So they're following each other.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to... And there's a car between them. So they're probably all in a convoy. And he's trying to get in between the car and that RV. And I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. Because dude is not slowing down. And Shane is still pushing. I guess he thought he could just bump him.
Yeah.
And
move him out the way.
Judson's in the back seat and he goes, whoa, like that. Hit that RV.
What?
Hit that
the RV.
On the back driver panel. Right behind the gas.
And y'all did not get in where he was trying to get in.
Absolutely not. You know what Shane did? You know how they have all those, not cones, but the big striped barrels?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's there. And they're pushing, it's pushing you to all merge. He drives through, I didn't tell you this part. He drives through the barrels like a stinking obstacle course. Floors it. And he's, Butler's a good driver. I'll give him that. And he gets in front of
the first RV.
In front.
He's like, if you won't let me in the second one, I'm going before the first one.
When we get to Abilene, or maybe we stopped at the restaurant, at a bathroom or something. I think we stopped at a bathroom and got a drink, a convenience store and got a drink. Poor old Judson was just...
Because he's on the bleeding side.
He's on the bleeding side. And I get out and walk over there, and there's this green dent and a green scrape down the side of my car. I looked at Shane. I said, what were you thinking? Oh, it'll buff out. So we get to Abilene. We meet them at the restaurant, and we sat down, and, of course, we're telling the story. Little Tex, the age of wisdom, 5 years old, sitting over there across from his pop. he looks, we're telling that story. I said, yeah, and I got a big old long green stripe down my car now from the RV. Tex goes, well, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing.
I mean, everything's a racetrack.
Everything's a racetrack. I was just, and after that, Judson didn't ride with us anymore.
No, he rode in the minivan, which wasn't any safer, but...
He rode in a minivan, and we took a kid. We switched out
which was
kids.
very smart. Separating the kids was very smart.
We switched out. We took kids. So that we finally got to where we were trying to go.
Yeah, and got together. And then the next night is when I got the fever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And stayed sick.
Yeah, she got sick on Saturday night and stayed sick till
Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday I was the sickest because that was the day we were at the Cars place. Ooh, the Cars place. And I just stayed in the car the whole time.
That we went to Seligman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... We ate at that really cool restaurant, and after that, you were done. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The day we were in the Petrified Forest in the Painted Desert, she had 103 fever.
This is true.
And I took a sock. So we had these little tiny ice chests that, and by little tiny, little tiny. Just big enough to carry about a 6-pack of soda or some water, you know, and we had ice in them and everything. We stopped at the first place in the Painted Desert, and let me just say that if you ever take a road trip through the national park system, you need to download the National Park app because it gives you a road trip, an audio guide, and you can just stay in your car if you want to. You can just stay in your car, and it'll tell you every little thing that you're looking at. Which we were in the desert. It was 100 degrees. That was a smart thing to do.
To stay in the car.
To stay in the car. At any rate, I get out. At one point, I get out, and she's sitting back there, and she is got a coat on, a hoodie on, a coat, and wrapped up in a blanket, white as a sheet. I said, what's your fever? 103. I'm like, dadgum. So I go get in my suitcase, pull out a sock. And fill it full of ice from our little tiny ice chest and hand it to her. I said, okay, you take this and you just put it all over you like this. And she tells me later, she said, Mom, I thought you were crazy, but that really was, it really did help me a lot.
It did help. Todd made me take a cold shower one night when the fever was so high.
Yeah.
But praise the Lord for Grace Wellness in Bullard. Yep. She called me in some medicine and we made it all right.
We made it all. She finally
beat the fever.
You know, but I don't think she remembers anything of the Petrified Forest.
I don't. Lily kept trying to wake me up, and I was asleep through it. Oh, and I was the one running the audio tour.
They said
sometimes I would hit the wrong button.
They missed a lot of stuff.
It's all right. It was pretty from the window. It looked pretty
window, yeah.
With eyes like this.
Yeah. It was really amazing. It was a lot of fun.
So the Painted Desert was different from the Petrified Forest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You don't remember that at all. Mm-mm. The Painted Desert literally looks like somebody took a paintbrush and just painted all these different
Was it
colors.
the one that looked like it had like mounds of sand?
No, that's when we were at the Sandstone.
Oh.
At that Malpais Malpai.
And it had the
monument.
petroglyph.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
no, I don't. Did y'all have to get out to go see the Painted Desert?
No.
You could see it from the car.
We could see it from the car. We got out at the Petrified Forest.
And walked around and saw the logs.
Around and saw the logs and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But the Painted Desert, we just stayed in the car. Mm-hmm. And the Painted Desert, I believe, used to be part of Route 66.
Oh.
And that's what we tried to do, was stay as close to Route 66 as we could. Because we wanted the kids to see what that was like. And there was still a lot of old places where people stopped, you know, gas stations. And they called them trading posts. They didn't call them convenience stores. They were trading posts.
Trading posts. I'm going to check our video. 1 second.
Okay. Check our video. Is it still going?
Still going. Nobody's called.
Nobody's called. Still going. We put out a message. We're doing a podcast. Nobody call us.
The Petrified Forest was really cool. On the way home, though, there was a rule that you couldn't take any logs from the Petrified Forest.
Well, no, you couldn't pick them up anyway. But
but you couldn't take any little pieces either.
No,
and Todd
it was
and Judson,
a federal offense.
Yeah, they really wanted one. So they got it on their mind. Todd got it on his mind that we were going to go to a store and get a piece of petrified wood.
Which is possible because part of the Petrified Forest not everything that was petrified is part of the national park.
Yeah, there's some on private land.
There's some on private land, right?
And so he finds a place for us to stop. No, this is the second to last day of the trip, or third to last day.
It's the day we left the Grand Canyon. It was Friday.
Yeah, we were headed back, and I text Mom. I was like, Todd found a place for us to stop to get this petrified wood. He never has any kind of request, so anytime he does, we're like, okay, yes, we want to do this.
Yeah, we want to do this. Yeah.
And so we pull up that place.
Well, and on the way into it, it has all these big statues.
Yes, and it had the huge billboards that said, like, get petrified wood here, fossils, all kinds of stuff. It had a website? Yeah.
Had a website, everything,
Yeah, and so we pull up, and there's nobody around.
Nope. There's one lady
painting
the side of the building.
And there's no, like, at this point, I just stayed in the car. Todd and the kids and Mom and Judson got out.
Yeah.
And they knock on the door because the door is locked.
Absolutely.
And it has a phone number to call. And he keeps calling the phone number and it doesn't even ring.
Nope. And Callie got a picture of me and Judson kind of like backing up. Like, we really don't think we need to be here.
It was one of those things where it's like, there's got to be animals in here that are like...
Scary.
And Todd asked the painting lady, he was like... is this place open? She said, yeah, they live up there. They'll come down in a little bit. They'll come down and open it. Well, across the road was another store. We said, we'll just go try that one out. And we did. It was very nice. It was like Buc-ee's restrooms.
It was very nice, very clean.
We got us some petrified wood.
For free.
Oh, they gave you a piece for free. That's right.
No, he did buy some, but...
Yeah, he bought it. She told him, you're not going to be able to find one small enough or something.
Yeah, well, you paid for it by the pound. You paid $2 a pound.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I'll just get one for about 10 pounds. She goes, you'll not find one for 10 pounds. Well, him and Judson found one for 10 pounds. Him one. You don't tell Todd Lee you're not going to do something. Because he's going to do it.
Going to do it.
He's going to do it. And so we got our petrified wood.
Yeah.
And
some geodes. They bought some geodes.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I said, how are you going to cut them open? He said, I don't know. I'm sure your dad's got something.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
You can cut open.
That's probably true.
That place had a lot of really pretty stuff. They had like a room that was locked full of Indian...
Yes. Where you're at is in the middle of all these Native American reservations and stuff. And so there's a lot of fairs and festivals and things like that, and they have contests. And so this particular place we stopped, a lot of the rugs, the baskets, and the jewelry that was there had been entered into those fairs and festivals and had won best of show and all this kind of stuff. And you could purchase it.
You would take out a small loan.
You would take a small loan.
Not a small loan, a medium loan.
I mean, they had a squash blossom, which is one of those necklaces that does like this and has the thing at the bottom. It's turquoise and silver. Had the squash blossom, matching bracelet, and the earrings on display, and I think it was $7,700 for all three pieces. And then they had this huge table that was made out of petrified wood.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
$12,000.
They had a well made out of petrified wood, and like at the entrance. I thought that was really cool because they had all the pieces of the petrified.
The blankets, because the blankets are still made the way they were made 400, 500 years ago with a loom, and so some of those blankets were $10,000.
It was crazy.
And the lady, she let us go in there, but she was like, "Don't touch anything."
I know, we basically held Tex.
So we were holding Tex, don't touch anything.
And Lily had her hands in her pockets. That was really cool, though.
It was. While we were at the Grand Canyon, we did not stay in the canyon. We stayed about 10 or 15 minutes outside of the canyon. But we went there twice, and I believe it was the second time that we went there. We went in the afternoon time and did a lot of exploring by ourselves, but then we did a sunset tour that evening, and it was during that sunset tour, it was an amazing tour. It's called Canyon Ministries. If you ever go to the Grand Canyon, look them up and use them as your tour guide. It was an amazing, amazing thing. Anyway, they took us down what I would call the unbeaten path.
Yeah, we got to see real fossils.
Yeah, we saw real fossils, and the places that we went with them didn't have railings. and you could walk out there, you know. Poor old Shane and Todd and Tex were like, no.
They stayed far away from the edge.
They stayed up at the trees, you know. No, we ain't doing this. But anyway, while we were there, we got some great pictures and things like that. But one of my favorite pictures is of Lillian standing out there with her arms outstretched and just arms open wide, and she's just grinning from ear to ear. And so we got home on Sunday. What, a couple of days later?
No, it wasn't Sunday night. It was Monday night, the very next night.
The very next night.
During prayers. We had finished praying, and she just out of nowhere said, I want to be saved. And we said, okay, well, how do you do that? And so she told us, and of course, Tex the whole time was so excited for her. And I said, well, what made you want to do this? And she said, well, when we were at the Grand Canyon, I really felt the Lord calling me. I said, okay. I said, what was it about the Grand Canyon that was so special? She said, it was just really big and really beautiful. I said, yeah. It was really big and really beautiful.
Yep. And so that, to me, that was the best thing that came out of the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never said, I want to go to the Grand Canyon.
It just doesn't seem like something.
It was not on my bucket list.
No.
I would have never planned a trip to go out there. Callie and Shane were the ones that said, hey, let's go to the Grand Canyon, you know. And I thought,
well, I was trying to look at things that were like once in a lifetime, like wonders of the world that were close to us. Because we talked about, like, for our family vacation this year, you know, Todd doesn't really like going to the beach, and we were trying to think of something different now that the kids are older. And the Grand Canyon was on a lot of the list of places to see, and not really on any of our radars.
Nope.
But the more that we researched it and stuff, the more we thought, well, maybe we can do this. You know, it seemed like such a long trip. There's no way we could make it happen, but
we did.
We made it happen.
We made it happen. It was a lot of fun. And when you see the canyon for the first time, it blows your mind. Judson kept saying, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be.
No, in every step, it was different. Like, you would walk up to the edge at one place, and your view was one thing, and then you'd walk maybe 5 feet, and it's completely different. Mm-hmm. It was just so beautiful, and it really was a good illustration of how small we are.
Yes.
I mean, your eyes played tricks on you with the depth perception. Like, we saw a helicopter, and it was the size of an ant, you know?
It looked like it was about that big.
Yeah. It was just...
The river, the Colorado River, which is a big river, looked like a little tiny skinny ribbon.
Yeah, well, it looked kind of like the mirages you see on the road.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it really was, it was way worth it. And I think if we ever made another trip, I would want to spend more time at the canyon, which, of course, one of the days I was in a feverish haze.
Yeah,
so
she was.
Maybe
the first day we were there. She's not real sure where she was on that day.
But, I mean, I think I would just be happy to sit there on the edge and look at it. We did have lunch there one day with the canyon in view, and that was really nice.
Cool. That was really cool.
But
it really was an amazing trip. We made a lot of memories, you know. Little Tex got to be a junior ranger.
Oh, yes, he loved doing the junior ranger stuff. And by the way, he has been so persistent on me. Anytime there's a turtle in the road or a squirrel, he's like, don't hit the animals. I'm a junior ranger. I'm like, dude.
You got on to me for stepping on a spider.
That's true. I have to protect all the animals.
Because that's what they told him to say, you know. But he did tell them.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the first time he took the oath, we were at the Petrified Forest. And she says, whatever, you know, take care of all the cool critters. He repeats it, and then he goes, except for the cows, because I like to eat steak.
She's like, okay, you don't have to protect the cows.
Protect the cows. Anyway, Texas, he's a different breed.
Yeah.
When God made him, he broke the mold, and we're glad, you know.
That was something cool about the trip, too, because they were separate. When Lily was in the car with just us, she was a lot more talkative, and we got to hear her side of view about things a lot more than normal. He's just taking up all the airspace normally.
He does talk a lot. But it was great. It was fun. And I I keep saying I'm going to make a book for us, and I just haven't stopped long enough to do it because it's going to take a minute. We took a lot of pictures.
Oh, the kids, we got them these old school cameras they're digital cameras, but they don't have like a preview on them. It just looks like a disposable camera. Tex took 600 photos. Lillian took 200 photos. So I just put them on an album in Google, and I sent them to Lori and Terry. I was like, y'all can look at them if you want. But
well, it's funny, the kids' view of what a kid sees and what they think is important.
There's a lot of pictures of us.
Yes. A lot of pictures of us.
And a lot of pictures of Legos and food and their feet and and blurry drive-by pictures.
Yep.
But
it's pretty cool.
So we're getting geared up for our new Bible study.
Yeah.
Which the title of it is Don't Waste Today.
Don't waste today.
Don't waste today.
If you've seen our stuff on social media, you've seen the trash can that looks like the don't.
No, the trash can's not out yet.
Oh, it is not?
No, I'm revealing them one at a time.
Oh, okay. Well, look for a trash can at some point.
Right now, the last one to be released was Wally.
Yeah.
Directive anxiety.
Yeah.
Toss the anxiety.
We're talking about things that bring fear in our lives. And I thought about this yesterday when I was walking the dog.
In the 100-degree heat.
Well, it wasn't hot yesterday. It wasn't bad. But anyway, fear, being fearful of something and being scared is not the same thing to me.
Okay.
Being scared, to me, is like what you are on the roller coaster at Silver Dollar City. Or
it's like an experience.
It's a thrill.
A thrill.
Or being scared of a snake.
Or the rat that Judson pulled out of the pool and chased you around with.
To me, that's different than being fearful.
Okay.
Fearful is something that's constant. Fear is constant. It brings anxiety.
It's like an attitude.
It stays with you all the time because fear is of the enemy. Satan wants us to be afraid. He wants us to be fearful, not scared. I mean, we use the words interchangeably, but I think there's a different meaning. In my mind, there is.
Scared is more of a short-term thing.
Absolutely.
And fear is more of a state.
Judson was scared in the car when we hit the arbor. Fearful is something that plays on your mind all the time. As I've been researching and studying this for the series, I read a book by Neil Anderson called Victory Over the Darkness, and then The Essential Guide to Spiritual Warfare is another one that I read. He starts off one of those books with, the battle is for the mind. And we've heard that 1,000 times. I've heard that. But it's really true. That's where everything begins, is right here. Because in Genesis 3, when Adam and Eve are in the garden, and this is just a little preview. So Adam and Eve were created by God, physically alive and spiritually alive.
They were perfect.
Because they were created perfect. They had the perfect world. God provided all of their needs. He had intimate fellowship with them on the daily. They walked with God every day until Satan came to Eve and said, "Did God really say?" And when he spoke those words to her, for the first time, she doubted what God had said to her. And she became afraid and fearful that he wasn't
what he really said.
What he says he is. Fear is the first thing that has entered our minds, is fear.
And that's what the enemy uses to deceive us.
Every time. Every time.
Because if you're not thinking clearly, you can't stand in the truth.
The battle is right here. The battle is right here.
I mean, you could see that. When I was sick, I wasn't thinking clearly. I couldn't run the audio thing.
No, heavens no.
No, like when you're scared, when you're fearful.
When you are living in a constant state of fear, or you're living in fear of something, whether it be the unknown, whether it be health issues, whether fearful in relationships, because you're afraid You fear that that relationship is going to crumble, and so everything you do is a result of that fear. That's not the same as being scared of a snake.
Being scared is like a experience one time. Being fear is like a motivating factor.
It's a motivating factor. That's right. It's also the basis for strongholds in our lives. Is fear, and we begin to operate out of that realm of fear. And so we either do things or don't do things based on how we are afraid.
Trying to avoid what we think is the worst.
It's going to affect us, right? And so that's it. Actually, this, when we finish a series, we're always like, well, what are we going to do next, Lord? What are we going to do next? And I had no clue. I had asked we also do an in-person Bible study, and I had asked those ladies to give me some ideas, because usually it'll come from that. But I studied them and nothing was there. And then she and I were sitting in front of the needlepoint store.
It's the best place. I was there yesterday.
All about some needlepoint these days.
Oh, by the way, I taught the kids and they caught the bug too. Tex was needlepointing this morning.
Oh, Lord.
It's
anyway,
addictive.
But she played me this song called Lilies and Sparrows. I don't even know who sings it.
Jess Ray.
Okay. And then she played His Eyes on the Sparrow that the same singer did. It's a different version than what we know. And I was like, the things we fear. And so I look up Matthew 6, which is Sermon on the Mount, 25. What are you worried about? What are you fearful of? Why do you spend all your time being afraid of provision and all this kind of stuff? And I was like, that's it. That's it. And so as I've researched, I found things in the scripture that talks about the things that we're afraid of. The first thing I think we're afraid of is man. We're afraid of man. We're afraid of what people are going to say. We're afraid of people's insults. We're afraid of
how they may treat us.
And so therefore we do everything based on that fear. I think we're afraid of being honest with God. The lady who had the issue of blood in the New Testament, and she touched Jesus' garment and was immediately healed. And what did the Lord do? He turned and said, "Who touched me?" Now we know he knew who touched her. But he did that so that she would publicly confess. And Scripture says, in fear and trembling, she was scared to death to be honest with what she had done. We're the same way. We don't want to get honest with God about the sin in our life. We want to sugarcoat it because we don't want to face it.
I was going to say, we don't want to face it ourselves.
We don't want to face it ourselves.
We want to talk ourselves out of it.
I think another thing I found is that we're fearful of our enemies. And sometimes Scripture says we're not in a war against flesh and blood, but against spiritual, powers and principalities and authorities. That's what we're in war against. We're fearful of world events. I talk with young people, and everybody's younger than me anymore, but like college-age kids who see the news, because, we got news all the time, y'all. You know that. And it's constantly throwing stuff up there about Russia and Ukraine and Israel.
Well, anytime
Gaza.
there's something new, the first response is fear. Right. Like COVID is a great example of that.
Right, exactly. And so, these college-age kids, these high school kids are like, what's going to happen, Fearful of world events. And I think we also can be fearful of critical situations in our lives, things that we cannot control, health issues, situations where there's been some kind of tragedy. We are afraid of what could happen. And so we don't do things to try to control the outcome. But there's examples of all of those in Scripture. And so this series, and the Lord hadn't revealed to me yet how we're going to work it out. I know we're going to do this piece on fear. We're going to do a piece on worry. Jesus talks about the thing. Why do you worry about what you eat, what you drink, what you look like, your health, the future? Because God's already got all that figured out. Mm-hmm. He's already got the provision for that. He's already got the protection for that. And that is easy to say for a woman who's 60 years old and already lived half her life. Mm-hmm. But for somebody that's 25 and they got 2 babies and they're trying to make ends meet on a minimum wage salary or whatever, that's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. But I'm telling you, it's true. You got to believe it. You got to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm. So when he says don't worry about what you eat, what you drink, do you think he means like don't worry about these things, but you can worry about something else? Or do you think he's saying don't worry at all?
Don't worry at all. Don't worry at all. He taught me this in the last 3 years, that his provision is daily. Mm-hmm. Daily. I've heard that my whole life. Ken Wesson has said that over and over and over and over and over.
I'll be what you need at your point of need.
At your time of need, at your point of need.
Yeah.
And those two things are different. You have a time of need, but the point of need is when there's no turning back.
No turning back.
And the Lord always comes through. And anyway, I've heard that my whole life, but it's true. Go back to the garden. Adam and Eve required nothing. God provided everything for them. And that's what he wants. From after Eve and Adam said, you know what? We're going to eat this fruit.
We're going to do it our own way.
We're going to do it our own way. They spiritually died.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That was it. Every man and woman born since has been physically alive but spiritually dead. Mm-hmm. Until the birth of a man named Jesus Christ. He is spiritually alive and physically alive. That's why Scripture calls him the last Adam. He's the only man who could fulfill the obligation that God had set for a sacrifice for the redemption of God's creation. Is Jesus Christ.
Came in spirit and truth.
That's right. And so after Jesus died, resurrected, and ascended to the Father, he made the way then for mankind to be spiritually alive again. Mm-hmm. That's what God wanted in the first place.
Do you think when he says don't worry, that he knows that if you are in worry or fear or anxiety, you can't operate in the spiritual authority?
Absolutely.
You can't fully experience the eternal life because you are in this other state.
That's right.
That you've traded.
That's right.
For
fear.
Your own security.
Fear is the number one tool of the enemy.
You think so?
I do. That is my opinion. I don't have no scholars.
No statistics to say that.
I didn't go to seminary or anything like that.
Well, I mean, if you look at let's just look at Eve. What was she afraid of? She was afraid that God was lying.
Fear of missing out.
She was afraid that she wasn't going to have the knowledge that she could have, that God was hiding something from her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Okay, let's look at another one. What's another sin that would be fear?
Well, they all are.
David, what was his fear?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, he needed Bathsheba.
What if he didn't? What could it be? And people today do that all the time. They might marry this person, but then they're always in their mind thinking, well, what if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? Or
second guessing yourself.
Second guessing. Fear of missing out. And so that fear leads you to do things that are sinful, that are against what God has for you in your life. Okay,
Peter, when he denied Jesus, what was his fear?
He was going to die. They was going to
cultural fear. He was scared of the fear of man.
Fear of man. That's right. Huh. And he cussed, Yeah.
Let's see. This is kind of fun. Let's look at another sin. Samson sinned whenever what did he do wrong? What was his fear?
Well, he married a woman that was not a Israelite. That was his first issue. was he got involved with the Canaanites, with the women.
So
there.
maybe fear of missing out. A lot of them are fear of missing out.
Exactly. Thinking you got to have something that somebody else has got, or, you've got to experience this.
Abraham and the Haggai situation, that was fear that God wasn't going to do what he said he would do. Maybe the tool of the enemy is fear, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on track.
That's my opinion. And fear leads to worry. Fear leads to worry, and we worry about one of the things that Jesus said to his disciples, don't worry about how you're going to defend me. Don't worry about how you're going to defend yourself for my sake. Because when that time comes, I'm going to give you the words to say. So anyway, but that's where we're going to go, and then we're going to go to contentment. What brings contentment? Hope in the Lord, fear of the Lord, which means reverence, awe, strength of Christ, God with us always. You know that scripture that everybody puts on their baseball cap, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me? Or the back of their football jersey or their basketball jersey or whatever. Well, we use it out of context, but what Paul's talking about when he writes that scripture, when he writes that to the Philippians, he's talking about what it means to be in want, what it means to be in plenty.
Yeah.
And it's the one that says, I've learned to be content.
Yeah.
In whatever state I'm in.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I can do all things through Christ.
So the implication there is I may be in a bad state, but I'm still content.
That's right.
My
Because
situation.
I can go through this.
Yeah.
I can deal with this. I can handle this through the strength of Christ. Not because I buckle up and
pull up my bootstraps.
Right. And say, this is what's going to happen. I can do this on my own. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
You can do this through the strength of Christ. And that's the context.
That's where we're going. Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Well, and I think the contentment, just like you can talk yourself into fear and worry, you can try to talk yourself into contentment, but it doesn't last.
No, contentment and satisfaction
can only come from Christ.
That's right. What brings satisfaction? God's unfailing love, God's power, God's guidance. Everything about contentment and satisfaction is God.
And it's surrender.
It's surrender to Him. It's under His authority. And it's giving ourselves to Him and allowing Him to work through us.
Make ourselves less for Him to be greater. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to do the spring on content and satisfaction.
No, we gotta get to it before then. You can't make me be in all this trash for that long. No. You're going to have to wrap up this bad stuff and give me a happy ending.
I know that's what you like.
I know. My buddy Rebecca let me borrow some books when I was at her house last. I asked her, I said, show me your favorite books, because she has all these books. Her dad he owned a bookstore. And I said, show me your favorite books and tell me why they're your favorite, and I want to borrow a few because I want to get to know you, right?
Yeah.
And so the first one I read, I texted her. I was like, I don't like this. It was so sad the entire time. Yep. And she said, well, it has a happy ending. I was like, no, that was just back to medium. It wasn't even happy. I need fairy tale, a happy ending.
Yep.
So you got to get us there. You can't leave us hanging. Eve ate that fruit, didn't she, Dickie? She gonna eat that fruit.
I know. When Judson was here, when he lived with us, and he was in the 4th grade, and we were doing the homeschool thing, we had a Bible study every morning. Well, a little Bible story every morning. I started at the beginning, and when we got to that part, I stopped and didn't finish the story.
You're so mean.
We were done with breakfast. We would do it over breakfast. We were done with breakfast, and it was time to start school. He goes, what happens? I said, well, you just have to wait till tomorrow. And he goes, I know she ate that fruit. I know she did. I know she ate that fruit. I know she did. But
it's going to be good. Our theme is about trash.
Yeah.
Because don't waste today, being scared of tomorrow.
Right.
So we're going to throw away the trash of the enemy.
That's right.
Ditch the trash, right?
Ditch
I think
trash.
That's how we said it.
Ditch the trash. Yep. Ditch the rubbish.
And it starts September the 28th.
No, 29th. We're going to do it on Monday.
29th. Just kidding.
Yeah,
That was a
See if
test.
I knew.
Yeah, that was a test.
Yeah, we decided to go back to Monday nights, just to give us a Sunday. Well, there for a while, we have 3 Sundays out of the month that we're doing Bible study, which is fine. I mean, it's no big deal. But our families are like, hey.
Are you guys ever going to pay attention to it? Text asked last night, how long were you at Miss Megan's house last night? Because I was helping a friend get ready for a new baby.
Yeah.
I said, well, I was here before you fell asleep. You just didn't know. I watched you fall asleep. He said, oh. He was like, you were gone.
We'll do online Bible study on Monday nights this time.
Okay.
Fall.
Starting the 29th.
29th, and it'll be every 2 weeks.
Yep. And we're going to go through all these different trashes.
All the way to December.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It'll be good.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. I don't know how soon you'll have this out, but
why do you doubt me? That's fear.
No, I'm not. I just don't know. I mean, because we do have other parts of our lives that we do here. On September the 20th, we are going to be at a women's mini conference, not a mini women's conference. It's only for people who are vertically challenged.
5 foot and under. You can come.
No, that rules me out.
A women's mini conference.
A women's mini conference at New Hope Baptist Church. It's all day Saturday event, and I believe they got lunch and maybe some breakfast stuff. There's going to be
shopping
there, breakout sessions. It's called Joy in the Journey. And I'm going to do a little bit of teaching from what we've been talking about. I've got 2 sessions to do. Sister's going to sing a couple of songs. They got praise and worship. And so go to their Facebook page, New Hope Baptist Church, and it's the one on Shamrock Road in Diana. And you can look up all the stuff about how to get a ticket for that, because it is a ticketed event, since we are having lunch and things like that. But we'd love for y'all to come and be a part and meet us in person, in real life person.
Real life person.
That's right.
You're prettier in person.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all that. So, anyway.
Well, we're off to do our other things.
Yep.
What you got for the rest of the day? You're going to the office?
Yeah. Deep in the Heart Ministries has an office now.
And it has video games in it.
It has video games in it. Old school. Pac-Man, Galaga, Space
The kids
Invaders.
want to go up to the office
They
all the time.
always want to go up there and play those games.
I'm going up there for the candy and the filing cabinet.
Yeah, I keep me a stash in the filing cabinet. The other day she was in there. I was, get out of my candy. Anyway,
I brought you canes.
You did. I wasn't real sure. Y'all, I think she had just like eaten. It was like the scraps or something.
No, I got the normal size that we usually share, so I brought you your part that we usually share.
The chicken tender was not intact.
There was one that was intact.
No, there was not.
Yes, there was.
No, there was not.
I probably just tore that one open so it would cool down. That's what you have to do.
That's what you have to do. Anyway, so we got that to do. This weekend, Puff celebrates her 82nd birthday.
That's right.
Got a big family party for that. It's Labor Day weekend. I'm sure we'll
First Texas football game.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Gonna play Ohio State. Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yep. My house is all decorated for Longhorn football.
I know. I haven't even decorated for fall.
Well, it's not really fall. It's still hot. And so I said, I'm doing football, you know. So I did the Longhorn football thing. So we've got that, and we'll have fun with that. But anyway, that's what we're doing.
If we don't see you beforehand, we'll see you September 29th.
September 29th, Facebook Live. Y'all join us.
Monday nights.
See ya. Bye.